Search crews are fighting storms and rough seas this morning to recover the victims and debris of Flight 8501. Searchers believe they know the final resting place of the plane. And one rescuer said this morning that a body was recovered wearing a life jacket. But AirAsia's CEO says he cannot confirm that report.
We also learned this morning that 41 people aboard the jet belong to the same church in Surabaya, Indonesia. Alan Pizzey is there to begin our coverage. Alan, good morning.
Good morning. Bad weather hampered the recovery efforts this morning, and a senior official from a search and rescue organization said some of the bodies have drifted as much as 30 miles since yesterday.
The first bodies brought back to the airport where the plane took off from came in numbered coffins. For now, the only identification they have. Several more bodies were recovered and brought back to the search and rescue base. One of them was dressed in her distinctive stewardess uniform. At the airport crisis center in Surabaya, officials are taking details from relatives that will help put names to the victims. Each case has its own documents folder and heart-wrenching story. The ID tag that identifies Hari Wijaya as family member also has Andreas, the name of his 32-year-old son, written on it in pen. Hari dropped him off at the airport last Sunday. A small bandage on Hari's arm is where they took blood today for DNA identification if Andreas' body is ever found. Hari says he's still praying for a miracle, the only thing left to cling to. Friends and relatives of some of the victims held a kind of impromptu service at the airport today, another way of dealing with grief too profound for those not directly affected to comprehend. All but a handful of the 162 people on board the plane were Indonesian, whose fingerprints would have been placed in a national database when they reached the age of 17 and received an identity card. Bodies and other human remains that are found will end up in refrigerated containers being prepared in this police hospital compound until they can be autopsied and then returned to their families for burial. The process will follow an internationally accepted 5-step protocol for identifying disaster victims. But Dr. Aris Budianto said local religious customs and sensibilities must also be honored.
Even a body part, even a body part
Must be treated with respect.
Yes.
Indonesian officials have promised that the effort will go on for as long as necessary.
And the story grows more poignant as it develops. According to local media, the co-pilot of a search and rescue plane reported seeing 3 bodies floating in the sea, holding hands. Benita?
Oh, Alan, thank you.